Hello everyone, and welcome back to the marathon. I'm Dr. Feesh, and alongside me for commentary is going to be Mr. Psychedelic.
Hello.
And so today we're going to be doing the any percent category of Diddy Kong Racing, which this game has been shown in past marathons, and mainly it's been in the 100% category, and which is any percent is quite a bit different. We cut out quite a lot. We do end up cutting out a lot of the game because we are getting the game done as fast as we possibly can. And so the timer starts when I say, or when I hit the OK button to go. So as long as time is ready, we can get started. So I'll begin in 3, 2, 1. Okay.
I'm ready.
Yep. So the run begins with about a 1-minute cutscene, where we are introduced to part of the island that we will be going on. We see the big whiz pig head, and we see some of the nice landscape. So you'll notice for this first section that I won't be using music, and that is because of how laggy the Whiz Pig 1 race is. The first Whiz Pig race, yeah, we're supposed to do it at the end, but you'll see very, very shortly into the run, like that we're able to take a nice little shortcut and get our way there right away. We introduced to Taj.
I am the genie of the island. I'm here to help you. Good luck.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do here is talk to Taj and switch to the plane.
Hello.
Very nice fast Taj. And now normally in a run what I would do is I would go straight and just grab only a couple. I would just grab the 2 outer balloons, but specifically in this run we are very, like when you do a PB attempt, we are very reliant on a specific RNG to happen, and we're not guaranteed that. It is a 10% chance, and you'll see later on we might even get it. What we're going to do is grab 3 balloons here. We're going to go out, and we're going to hopefully clip out here. Nope. So what we're going to do here is we're going to barrel roll, and the barrel roll is going to go underneath the ground. And we're going to clip between the sand and the beach, the water and the sand, and we're going to be able to get out of bounds here, as you see. And now look, we are now in the Whiz Pig race. It's pretty crazy. But this is part of the reason why we are actually able to do any percent.
Before, any percent used to be almost identical to 100%. The only difference was you didn't do the Future Frontline trophy.
Yes. So now we're going to be doing our first race. You're going to likely hear me tapping a lot on my A button, which is how we are able to gain speed in this game.
Yeah, just tapping A is faster than holding A. I don't really understand why, it just is, so we don't question it, we just do it.
So the reason why we tap A is because it actually comes from a hint that we're given by Taj that tells us that when we're going over a zipper, we let go of the A button. And the reason that happens is because you gain a little burst of speed before and so we don't do exactly what I did there, which is take a sharp drift. The reason we do that is because you gain little bursts of speed constantly, so we're able to constantly hold a lot of speed. And the reason that you do this race, we like to do this race without music, is because it's so laggy with all the rain and like kind of weather effects that go on in the race. So I had a pretty good race. A couple of missing zippers is not very good in this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna reset once I hear WizPig start throwing his temper tantrum. Just like that. So nothing showed on the screen, but the audio cue allows us to know that we have completed the race. And that what normally happens there is that there's false credits that run for a long time, so we just reset. And we don't have to watch them. The old run used to actually, a long time ago, we actually used to have to watch that cutscene, I believe. I don't think there's I forget when they amended that to not have to be in there, but now we are back in the overworld. We have completed WizPig, which is part of the requirement to get to Future Funland and to get to the second WizPig race. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and start doing our races. Yeah. So one key thing in this game is that the game saves itself once you immediately after you complete a race, and that's very important for boss races. It's more important in 100% than in any percent, because we only do 2 boss races, but we don't actually reset after them ever. But in 100%, we will reset after some of them. So this is, of course, Jungle Falls. It's a really fun and technical car track. So I'm doing pretty okay here, but we're gonna come up here, and we missed a cutscene. We didn't miss the cutscene skip.
Yeah, if you pause on the last frame of the race, you can skip the cutscene if you get in the balloon. It saves, I don't know how much time it saves. I'd assume around like 5 or 6 seconds.
For the first one, it saves 22 seconds. So I have lost 22 seconds in the run that I can't really make it up. So that's why cutscene skips are very important in any percent. Also, when the races start, it's a lot faster to just pause and reset the race than to actually watch the camera pan. So we won't be getting the so we'll not be getting the key because we don't need to do Fire Mountain. I disagree with not getting that balloon in the grass, but that's okay. The game doesn't care what I think. It's a game.
Yeah. Hitboxes. The DKR is a weird game. It decides if you want to do good.
Yeah.
It's really not up to how you play sometimes, because there's like sometimes you'll just clip right through a banana, and I can't explain it.
Yeah, sometimes you can go too fast through things.
You're at the mercy of the game.
So when you're going this fast, because I'm missing my buffers today. So you don't have to. It is a 1-frame trick, but you can't buffer it frame by frame. So, and then every subsequent cutscene you miss after the first one is 6 seconds lost. Luckily, I've been getting times that are pretty far under estimate. It'd be quite a lot. It'd have to be quite a bad run for me to get a to go over an hour's time in these runs. But so now I'm gonna go here and attempt. I didn't get it, but attempt a trick in Fossil Canyon, which is known as Canyonless, taken off of yeah, it's a very difficult card trick. It's taken off of the trick in Super Mario 64 called Canyonless. That was a very nice pond jump. But what we do is just you drift one way, grab that blue balloon, then you drift back and grab, and you touch the and you're able to touch the zipper, and you can chain that zipper boost with the balloon boost and skip most of the canyon. And hopefully when you're in the top of the canyon, when you land, grab the overdrifted. So no successful Canyonlesses, unfortunately, but it's not bad.
It's a very hard trick. I mean, I'm a car person myself, and I have a lot of trouble with it.
Definitely difficult trick. So here we go. We have Hot Top Volcano. So now we're going to see our first race out of bounds. We already saw the overworld clip, so this is our first out of bounds in a race. We're gonna go ahead here, grab some bananas on our way over here. There's a couple places to clip out in this, but this way allows us to grab some bananas. So what we're doing here is we're just going along the track and making sure when we get to these ends we're actually getting specific. We're getting specific triggers that allow us to seem like we're actually doing the race inbounds completely because we're just hitting the specific triggers.
Yeah, and then this level will become extremely important to mostly all the categories of this game. This is a very important level for that because there's a wrong work present.
Yes, exactly what Psycho pointed out. We'll learn later that there's actually a wrong warp loading zone underneath the start line that we will use over and over to actually warp and allow us to avert doing basically most of the game.
Which this is the reason why Japanese is the preferred version, because in 1.0 for US and PAL it crashes. 1.1 it sends you straight to the Dino domain lobby, and there's some other tricks like Spaceport Alpha or something that make people want to use the Japanese cart.
Yes.
And then Japanese is just the best way to go because it has both the Spaceport Alpha skip and the wrong warp.
Yep, and this is a trick which can be done on all carts, but it's not being nice to me right now, which is tricky skip. It's pretty much where we trick the game into thinking that we've touched a very specific checkpoint at the top. We kind of fool it into thinking we've completed every checkpoint, and so when we go up here, it just wrong ways us, and we go to the end here. That was about, I think that was like 4th try tricky skip. But it saves so much time over just doing the race, so it's very important.
You must find 8 from each level and win, and then come back to see me.
Okay, so this is, I'm pretty sure that this is the tip that Todd gives us, where he would tell us, and if we had English on it, would tell us that like you can that's where you learn about the boosts, I'm pretty sure. So now from here, what we do is we do the coin challenges, because we need to get up to a certain amount of balloons. We decide to do all of Dino because Dino is a very short world. And the coins are pretty. Most coins here have actually some pretty generous hitboxes. So we're just gonna do this route. We're gonna avoid hitting the wall there very nicely. Avoid that.
Or as the casual player doing these coin challenges, I remember what was my favorite part, and then as a speedrunner it was my least favorite.
Yeah.
So many times that you could just miss someone.
We got that cutscene skip. So if we can keep the amount of cutscene skips missed at 2, that'll be very nice. So now we're on. That was Jungle Falls coins. Ancient Lake coins are the easiest coins in the game because normally most players would do this coins first. Fortunately, I did miss those too, but that coin is the most important coin on lap 1. Is the coin that's where you would normally do like your run. But because we cut out that section in the last 2 laps because the balloon's just faster, it's much more important to grab that coin than to worry about anything in the rest of the race that you would miss on any of the laps. Okay, so we skirt in between our favorite Dino Lepfin. We missed the cutscene. Oh my gosh. Adventure 2, yeah, I have never played Adventure 2 in my life. I don't plan to do Adventure 2, ever.
It's the best adventure.
Adventure 2 is mirror mode. In case no one knows.
Yes.
So like everything is mirrored. So like, I miss that.
And some of the coins are in different spots too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Strange enough, that was actually how I played the game, because my brother had the file on Adventure 1, so I had to play Adventure 2. And that's how I got into it.
Yeah, so Joey's a really kind of cool story for the community, because he came in like guns blazing. Like one of the first things he submitted was a world record on Snowball Valley 3-lap for time trials.
Yeah, it was within, I think, 3 or 4 weeks I had the world record, and I was already fighting people for world records.
Yeah, just because you had played for so long as when you were younger, and you had just got used to the game, and you probably were I assume you were probably watching stuff like that we didn't really like have. That like we didn't really just know, like just because there's so much resource of kind of how to play the game.
Well, I played the game so much on my own, and I think it was, I watched the TOEFL run, and that was the only thing I watched, but then I decided I'll join the community. Well, I'd already been playing by myself for about 5 or 6 years, and I just didn't know I was that good until I joined. I wasn't really bad, so I'm still working on that, and it's been really fun this last year.
Different spots, more like unfindable. Yeah, I would have to... That'd be a really interesting marathon run for someone who's never done it. Like, to actually try and learn a completely new section of the game. So here we're gonna go and do the coins here for Hot Top. We're gonna miss that coin on lap 1, grab it on lap 3 when we come back. Really, it's unfortunate that we missed that coin. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clip out here instead of clipping out where we did on the first one. So in plane you can't see it, but barrel rolling is the fastest way of moving in plane. So we're gonna clip back in because we have to grab this coin. So if I didn't grab that coin and I finished the race, I would have to completely redo the race. So we want to make sure to grab every coin in the game. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and do the second turkey race now. Okay. So first race is basically the same thing as the first race. Hope to get first try, which we do. So that's some nice RNG here, to be honest. Cool.
What makes it RNG based?
It's because every single frame it flicks on and off as to whether it'll work. The trigger doesn't always. The trigger switches pretty much every frame whether it's going to give it to you. That's why it's RNG. It's not a great. It's kind of a weird chance that you're actually going to get it. But we can pretty consistently drive over it at some point in the race. Yeah. That's kind of the RNG factor, is actually hitting the checkpoint at the point where the checkpoint's actually able to be triggered out from that point. Okay, so now that we've completed Dino Domain not once but twice, and we have 12 balloons, we're now able to do the trophy race.
Wrong.
Yep, and so we do the Dino. So if we go into here to do the trophy race, and as Joey pointed out, there's a wrong warp that we will be using in this run. So what happens is... because Dino is the fastest trophy, we are going to pretty much be here a lot. So get used to these tracks. It is very repetitive. But there are, like, the tricks that we do, like, pretty much, like, this specific version of any percent that I'm going to be doing is a little bit different than what any percent usually is when you're going for a PB. The good thing about trophy races is we don't have to worry about cutscene skips anymore. There's no more cutscene skips in Dino. But we will have to do some later on because of this specific route. Because we have to obviously get because we have to get all the trophies, and we're not guaranteed. And because Dragon Forest has only one race that we can really access, and it costs 16 balloons, we have to get those 16 balloons some way, shape, or form. You'll see how we do that throughout the run. So at least I got to show off what it would look like if I hit the zipper from there, even though I didn't grab the balloon. I am, because it's not guaranteed that I actually get Dragon Plane. If I do get it, if I do go for the 11 balloon route. And
yeah, and that's one thing with the Japanese cart. Japanese cart's not guaranteed, while in 1.1 it is.
It's guaranteed that you're going to get Overworld in 1.1. There's no Dragon Plane. So, yeah, and honestly, after I finish getting the route, and I don't have Dragon Forest, I would have to constantly do the wrong warp over and over again to pretty much get it. And I just kind of figured that no one really wants. Oh my gosh, my drifting is really bad right now, so I'm very sorry for that. You have to watch these awful drifts. Fortunately, I'm not like a super top tier player, but I'm like definitely in the mid tier for players. Oh, 12 left. That was really nice. Oh, and we're gonna take a swim because I over-angled. So really, really rough. Some might say a bad Jungle Falls.
I mean, you can't expect to be perfect every single run, especially on a, time attack.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely that was brutal. So we're gonna now do this. We're gonna go out of bounds. However, we are going to go this way, and we're gonna go out of bounds and go underneath this trigger. We're gonna trigger the wrong warp, and we got Dragon Forest in a car, which is the most common thing that we can get. So now what we're going to do, we are going to do the car challenge. Car challenge is a very short challenge, so it's a good source of a balloon.
Circle.
So pretty much this is just driving in a circle and drifting. For this little set part here, I don't drift. Seems to be pretty nice. Seems to be a bit faster than just constantly drifting for some reason. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna cut around and go to the end of the race here.
Hello, friend. Bye-bye for now.
And the reason we go here is because we need to switch.
Hello, friend. Select will that be all? Select your
We need to switch the plane. We need to switch the plane. And also, I figure I will go ahead, even though we're partially into the run already, should explain that fact that we're using TT, which is the clock, the time trial clock in this game. The reason that we use TT is he's really OP. He's the fastest character in the game, best speed, best acceleration. In every vehicle except for barrel rolls and plane, that actually goes to drumstick. But
yeah, so there's some levels in time trials where you would use drumstick over TT, but they're the levels that are more like linear than doing a lot of turns.
Yep, that's true. And the only tracks that you do them on are plane tracks. There's no like car or hover tracks that we would prefer to use drumstick on, to be honest.
Unless you're Patty and you use Tip Top on Frosty Village.
Oh, Frosty Village. Yeah, Patty's just amazing.
Yes. Yeah, I think he still has the #2 time with Tip Top, the turtle, on Frosty Village Plain.
Yeah.
That's just an anomaly. That's not.
It's very solid.
He's just very good.
But TT is New Game Plus. So the thing is that you don't actually need to complete a game file to unlock TT. You don't have to 100% complete the game. You don't have to beat the last boss. All you have to do is once you get to Future Funland in the game, is you can go to time trials, and the way you unlock TT is by beating all of his time trials times. Yeah, you beat all his time trials times in the time attack mode, and then you'll be allowed to play as him. Oh, okay, that was actually really fast. I just failed the last section. Oof. One thing that Stillwell Valley is notoriously known for is having really bumpy terrain and everything.
Oh yeah.
So it can really throw you off. It can like that. It can really mess with you if you're not used to it, for sure. I'm a bit used. Like most of us players are all used to it. Doesn't make it any necessarily easier for us either.
No, doesn't. Not at all.
Got the cutscene skip.
I'm not used to playing this level with balloons though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My time trial.
So in time trials, we actually go a different route. Okay, so now what we do here is we've completed the trophy. We go in. It puts us in a hover challenge. We just go right out of hover challenge. We don't need to do it. We get 2 balloons in Sherbet that get us our 16. So here. We go right back in to another trophy race, because you guessed it, we're gonna wrong warp again when we get into Hot Top. And so the reason we're able to use the wrong warp is because the game doesn't check for where you start the trophy; it checks for where you end the trophy. So, we start the trophy in Dino and wrong warp out, which suspends us in the trophy, which allows us to which will allow us to be in these other worlds completing the trophies.
Right, you only have to complete one level from another world to get the trophy, correct?
Yep, as long as it's your last race. Oh, sick. Good time. 38. Alright.
And it just works out perfectly that Hot Top Volcano is the last level and it has a wrong warp, so you can go to any place. It's very convenient. Very strange.
Yeah.
How that happens.
I'm... like, part of me wants to think that the developers threw that in as like a little egg, but then again, I just think it's an accidental like lead. They just forgot to. I feel like they even just forgot to take it out.
Email Chris Stamper or something.
Like,
email the real world people.
Because the thing is that so there's another level in this game that has the Japanese only clip out, which is Spaceport Alpha, which was referenced by Psycho on commentary, or by Psycho that but the thing is that the reason that it's only in Japanese is because they actually patched it out of the other versions. So like the US versions and the PAL version, they came out later than the JP version, so like there is no Spaceport Alpha clip out. They fixed out the fact that they forgot to put down something on the bottom part of this like. So that was pretty nice. That was a great. I took a bad angle off of it, but still one almost really good canyonless that I just missed. That I just missed the balloon, the last balloon, and then one where I had a bad angle. Yeah, that pond jump, if you don't like take a good angle off of that, it will just fling you into the wall like it just did to me. It's not very fun. Okay. I really have to work on my angle there. Huh. Oh well. So this is obviously the second trophy that we're gonna get. We have 2 more trophies after this one to get. One of them is actually the Dino Domain trophy, which we do second to last, which will allow us to. So all we do is just we actually complete Hot Top out completely. Yeah. Oh, I will explain hovercraft when we get to do it here in a second, because the next track we actually do is a hover track.
Right, also one thing I wanted to mention, so you mentioned A-tapping for the car.
You can A-tap in every vehicle.
Yeah, though it's slightly different for each. You have to get like a feel for each vehicle as well.
So, yeah, in hover and plane, you have to hit a certain speed before you can A-tap. So like in hover, I want to hit I want to be going 60. I want to hit like 60 on the meter before I'm A-tapping. So you can see my A-tapping is like moving the meter up a little bit. Like I don't have any bananas. Bananas kind of work like coins in MK64, or yeah, in Mario Kart, where like it gives you a little speed and a little acceleration. So now we're going to go here to the to Sherbet Island, which and now we're gonna do Whale Bay to get the trophy completed. This is our first hover track. We will do this in one other. We will do Whale Bay one more time on top of the other hover course in this world, which is Pirate Lagoon. And this little section here at the end of the track is actually pretty tough. Usually you want to chain. You want to be doing what I did there, which is chaining the two different
Boost.
Yeah, you want to chain the boosts together to get from one zipper to the other.
Yeah, it's like balloons, zipper, balloon, zipper, balloon. I think you can do that, and then at the end you're just gonna go straight.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you hit the zipper, and then you usually have a balloon stored, so you can just hit the so you can like use one boost to get into the other boost.
It's very difficult.
And then so you yeah, so you don't actually need to use after lap 1 where you, like because you have that balloon that I'm gonna grab every time. Because I have that balloon, it kind of saves me from having to use the other. Kind of like saves me from having to use the balloon on the side. That's really tough to get here. That I didn't even get there. But luckily I was able to grab control. The thing with hover is it's very difficult to actually tell when you need to press A after boosting. So, like, you might see me lose a lot of speed a couple of times because I don't know. Because like I didn't quite figure out where to get that, where to like end the boost. And we're gonna run right into the mine that I really couldn't control myself I really couldn't control myself hitting. Because obviously if I knew ahead of time I would have taken a wider turn, but oh my gosh. Absolutely wrecked. Oh man, I've never run into any. I personally have not had that happen to me. I'm sure it has happened to people. Where like where you get hit by like where I've never really seen that on that specific track. It's just because I'm not very familiar with Whale Bay personally. I'm sure
a lot of times it's not the race that's the hardest part. Sometimes it's just getting around the when you start lapping them. Yeah, they like to fight.
Yeah, so the CPUs don't have any rubber banding in this game, and if they do, it's very minimal, so it's hard to like. So like they will get in your way, because TT's so fast you'll just lap them. Even in other characters, just because you're A-tapping and moving much faster than they are, you will inherently like run into them again. So like I'll run into the CPUs here at the end of this lap very likely. Like into lap 3, I'll run into the CPUs. Yeah, see here they are. So managed to be able to grab
They get
that.
in the way, and then they also will drop down like oil slicks or like bombs, and it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
So you'll be fighting them, especially in 100%, you'll just be fighting them all the way.
And the reason that the CPU will sometimes use them, their things, is because so a lot of times, honestly, like, it's pretty predictable where things are going to be, because CPUs are very inclined to use their items when you use an item. So like if I use a boost, like a lot of times, like wherever the CPU are at that point of the map, they'll actually, like, you'll actually find like mines and oil slicks down there because the CPUs will use them. There's some very specific examples we won't really see. We won't see many track examples in this race, especially not now, because we only have this in like, we only have these races and like one other after, which is just to get the Dragon Force, which is, we do all these stuff one more time. Like I don't even think there are any green balloons on this track. I think they're all boosts. I think there's only boosts. Yeah, there's only blue and red balloons here on Ancient Lake.
Yeah.
Okay. This could have been really good. Still be just barely above 40, unfortunately. So we only have, good news is we only have to see these tracks a few more times. We only have one more time after this time around do we actually have to see these tracks in the run.
And these are the best tracks in the game.
Yeah, I do like the Dino tracks. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't run any %.
Oh, my Japanese card's coming in a few days. I gotta start doing these runs.
Oh yeah, and if you want to just like honestly get a time, you can just do the 16 balloon route, and like you can get a pretty good time. Like you can get a sub hour really easily. Like honestly, with this route, even though you have to do windmill planes in it. Like once you learn, like, we will see. The one last track that isn't in Dino that we will see is Windmill Plains. Sub hour. There are a lot of tracks in this game that are less than a minute long, and a lot of them happen to be in Dino, which is Jungle Falls. You usually do all these tracks besides Fossil Canyon in under a minute. You can get more than a minute. You can get more than a minute on Hot Top either if you don't do the out of bounds, or if you mess up the out of bounds, you can potentially get a sub minute or up over a minute on it. But
yeah, the world record for Fossil Canyon is exactly 1 minute in time trials. I assume it's probably very close to that, if not slightly faster. For
it's
balloon race.
The world record for balloon races is 55 minutes, or not? Wow, 55 seconds. By Nordic. And Trident got an unofficial world record for the. Okay, I have to remember Okay, so I almost actually went to go do another warp, but we don't warp here. We actually complete the race.
Stunning.
So I messed that up, which is very glad I like. Glad that
Well,
I still have another chance to get out. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is a really rough and pretty bad hot top so far. This one's still gonna be, has a chance to probably just be a little over a minute, unfortunately. Did I wrong way? No, I did wrong way. I'm happy.
Oh, I thought you would. That's crazy.
I was just hoping that I wouldn't. Okay, so 103. So now we've got the Dino Domain trophy, and now we are going to go into we're gonna go into the next trophy. Do the last trophy, which is the Dragon Forest. So we will be doing these. You can see now we actually have the trophy here. Every other time the trophy has been for that specific world. So Snowflake Mountain and Sherbet, and this last one's gonna go for Dragon Forest because we didn't get a Dragon Plane ahead of time.
Now this is also going to be on our RNG, right? Because then once you want Wrong Warp too for Dragon Forest.
Oh yeah, that's a 90% chance to get Dragon Forest. There is a 10% warp, which is Overworld, and in that Overworld warp, you will be sent to. You'll be sent into the Overworld in the last, so I'll be in Overworld in a hovercraft, which, you know, it's not ideal, but overall, like, none of the warps are super terrible. And Dragon Plane is still ideal because then we would just do Haunted Woods instead of Windmill Plains. Okay, so missing the start boost, even though there's a bunch of frames, and I speed run another game where it's a one frame max boost start. Oh my gosh. Failing to get the drift back. So as you can see, I've only like a handful of times actually gotten Canyonless. It's always worth the attempt. Whoa, there was actually an oil slick there. I have not seen that personally. I'm sure somebody has. It probably is just because of when. It's probably just because of when I used my boost, because I had the boost for Canyonless. Based on when I used it, that's probably what happened there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so last time on Fossil Canyon, not very good, but it's okay. So now we have.
Oh no, not you. Oh, it is. Yeah, this is the last time.
Yeah, last time through. Our last Jungle Falls. Let's make it good. Well, that makes it not so good to start right away. It's supposed to make it good, and I haven't. So, 18 first lap. So we're going to use that here so that way we don't have to worry about bumping into the CPUs a lot. Okay. And now onwards to our last warp.
Oh, it's coming up.
Here we go. Will we do Windmill Plains or will we do Haunted Woods? That is the question.
Why is it why is there like an, I guess, if you get
Dragon Plane, you would do Haunted Woods, because it's still faster than doing Windmill Plains. But we got Dragon Car, which means I get to show off, hopefully get to show off this Windmill Plains, which has an out of bounds. And it's the hardest...
Out of bounds in the game.
It's the hardest out of bounds in adventure modes. There are harder clip outs in the game.
Well, yeah, in time trials, this one's also notoriously hard because you have to do it without balloons.
Yeah, it is notoriously hard, but there's also with balloons there's also Star City Plane out of bounds. Oh, I did it! Yes. Well, let's stay in bounds. This run is not over. This track is not over yet. Because it's not only getting out, it is actually staying out of bounds. It's tough.
Yeah, because of how the level is, a lot of times you'll clip back in when you, like, say, across the finish line, or turn around, you have a huge chance of going back in bounds.
Yeah, so...
Which makes this level just so hard.
Yep, it does. And a lot of it has to do with the track is loading and deloading. Okay, so I actually did just clip back in. And so... I also... Not only did I clip out, I clipped out before I actually got the lap completion.
Lap.
So that's the worst type of clip out. It'll stop being wrong way here. Thanks, game.
Fortunate, 'cause that's right before the finish line. You could have just got that.
So if I had crossed the finish line and clipped in, it would have been a lot better. I'll do the clip again, just for fun. But it is actually slower to do this. But because it's for fun. That'd be much faster than the last one I did.
Oh, wow, you got that again. I can't. That's crazy.
Okay, so I got a 149, but it's all good. The reason it's pretty much slower is it's not as... It doesn't save... I should say it doesn't save that much time comparatively to going inbounds. Because like, you still have to pretty much do almost the exact same amount of movement in both sides. So, like, each lap saves quite a bit for, like, the other laps otherwise. Okay, so now we've completed... So now that we've completed this section, we've gotten all 4 trophies and beaten Wizpig. We can unlock we can now unlock Future Funland. We get one more awesome cutscene, and we get it with music. And so we're gonna go in here, and we're going to be doing a trick called TT Stomp or TT Slap. Actually, it all depends on how he hits you, because TT Stomp is what I will be which is what I'll be getting most likely. But TT Slap can also happen. There's a slight difference, but what I'm going to do is immediately go in. I'm going to do some very specific movements. Like, I'm going to immediately be doing some movements because we don't have everything unlocked to actually unlock. We don't actually have enough to get into the door. So what we tried to figure out is using this big TT. We have a meeting of the minds here. I like to always call it the meeting of the minds, where we meet TT. We have TT and we talk to him constantly. We try to lure him back into this section of the we actually try to lure him back into this section of the world to do a very specific trick. Which is nice that we're actually able to get him there. If he had gone much farther, it would have been a bit difficult. So now we're almost there. Okay, so we've done it here. So pretty much, this is the start of the spot where we're able to like get it to really kind of work. Okay. Okay, so we did this again. Gonna just let this happen. Okay, it's cool. What we're trying to do here is I'm trying to lure TT to a very specific spot. And this might work. I'm not sure. No, it didn't. Okay. But it's more likely to happen from here, because we're actually trying to lure TT to a spot where he stands above, where he kind of like stands above us up top in the world, like he's gonna do right here. So I can actually get it now. He's up here and he's gonna create momentum, and we're gonna use that momentum to fly backwards. So now we're in the room with the Wizpig. That was really pretty fast, to be honest.
That's awesome, man.
So that's the trick known as TT Stomp, which is where we pretty much just try to put ourselves in a position to let TT slap us, stomp on us, and his momentum pushes us backwards, and we're able to go into the room. because everything there has really not much collision, if there's really none. It's just they're just paper walls because no one suspected that we would be able to do that. Likely. So now we're in the final boss race, and so when I finish this race, at some point it'll be time. So we aren't actually done with Out of Bounds because there's actually one on this track too, which I didn't get. So I'm gonna pretty much just try to get the Out of Bounds for this track. I don't want to complete this in bounds. It shouldn't take how much ever time I have left. I assume it's probably somewhere in the... I'm probably somewhere in like the 40s or early 50s on the run, to be honest. Based on how the rest of the run kind of just went. Cool, we got out.
Nice. Alright.
Cool, I didn't get wrong way there either, which is pretty nice. Okay, so I lost speed, but as long as I keep my altitude here, I'm pretty okay. I'm okay with losing the speed as long as I don't lose the altitude in Void. Oh, that can happen. Oh, that's not fun. Oh well, so I will probably just finish in bounds now. But I'm way far ahead now because I'm actually pretty much a full lap ahead of Wizpig. Wizpig's only on like lap 2, I'm pretty sure now.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty far ahead. But in order to not miss the clip and actually risk losing, we're gonna just stay in bounds now. That's unfortunate. I completed a few inbounds, and out of bounds, and I really wanted to stay out of bounds the whole time there. But just some really poor movement costed me there. Unfortunate, but not too bad. So when I cross the finish line, it is the end of the run. And time.
nice.
So that is Diddy Kong Racing in the form of any percent. It's a nice short category. GG's. Thank you, Nim.
GG.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey.
What was the time, George? If you're here. George isn't here. He's in setup 1. Can anyone tell me what the time is? Or is the clock still going? Okay, awesome. 50.
Oh, sorry. What was the question?
I was wondering what the time was. I got a 51, I guess. Is what
Slower said that Slower's not here. Slower said they would Slower would stop the time, but
it was a
stream. I see by the time I got reset. I think Slower may have hit the wrong button there.
I was told
But
50.
Chat is saying 5110.
5110. So. That is super good. That's almost a my PB is a 5101 on it.
Nice.
Awesome. So that was really good. I kind of suspected I'd get like in the low 50s. A little troubles on the last race, but it was all good.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I hit time, but my splits were open.
Oh gosh, that was loud.
Is a special fucking thing.
Yeah, I know it is. It is definitely a special thing.
And decided it was just like, yeah, we're gonna have your splits open, but they're invisible.
Oh wow, that's all good.
So
yeah.
I was sitting here hitting time, and it's just like it was still going. I was like,
no problem. I mean, I went way under estimate. I kind of just when I gave the 1 hour estimate, I had never really I was like, oh, I'm gonna do normal like any percent, so I'm gonna need that like a lot of extra time. And then I thought I was like, oh, I'll do this other route. So it would have probably been in my better interest to lower the estimate for you guys, but I don't know if it really would have changed anything in it because now we're like what we're pretty much like 9 minutes ahead now.
That's fine.
Yeah, So that's actually beneficial because I believe we rolling with this slower because it's your call, but I think we're rolling with this, right? Because we have like 15 minutes to go.
I mean, are we doing
More racing games? It's your call.
More racing games.
Yeah, because we've been thinking, because we have roughly 50 minutes of like an extra runtime that we could slot in, or is there something you can do in that time?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do. I can do all trophy races.
Is that 50 minutes?
No.
15, not 50.
Oh, not no 15. No 15. I don't have a 15-minute race. I have,
Right,
but all trophy races takes half an hour.
Might as well slot in my cross cover at that point.
That's already scheduled for later. I already put it on the schedule before Neon.
Yeah, I don't have a 15-minute. I don't have a 15-minute. I guess
But you know what does take 50 minutes? You know what does take 50 minutes? Need for Speed Carbon Korea Need for Speed New Game Plus.
I was gonna say I could also.
I thought you said that takes.
I was gonna say Plane Percent takes like a little over 15.
Slower has to decide here.
No,
decide.
you can do it because my race isn't
We'll,
guaranteed
it's
because I haven't done half of
Slower
them.
has to make the call here.
I mean,
we're running
the
ahead.
thing is,
Slower
it's
is
like,
the main honcho here.
It's fine.
Like we already had Carbon shown though.
I already have. I don't really have anything else that's gonna be.
Well,
technically.
I like watching.
Okay, wait. 15 minutes. I could do a wave race run. That would be championship reverse or like any of the single championships.
Oh, wave race. Oh, that's way better.
I could do any. I could do
Yeah,
those. You're gonna need to give me time to You're gonna need to give me time to set that back up, but yeah.
Yep.
As we enjoy these.
50 minutes time, but included the.
I don't know.
setup
I
time
don't
for
know
the
what
run and
championship.
everything.
I don't know what championship you guys want to see. Like, but I could.
That's much better.
I'll do.
Because then we stay on your screen and stuff.
I'll show
Whichever
off.
is 15 minutes.
I'll show off. Reverse is the longest. I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whichever
that
is
won't.
15.
It won't be. It won't be 15. It'll be a little under. So, but it'll be like 13. It's 13. It's a 13-minute run. So it's good.
Okay.
It gives me some leeway. Okay, I will go ahead and get that all set up now. Thank you guys for
I
watching.
guess.
You guys, are you?
Well, Feesh is setting up. So we can quickly update the text, and we'll hop into a very quick intermission while Feesh is setting up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, you.